You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and oh my goodness, I am so happy to have this guest back. It's been a long time coming, but the tables turn around because one of us is going down. Sick puppies. Ladies and gentlemen, LFC 38, Angels and Little Devils, if you saw it, this individual made her debut against Bella, now the Goddess of Chaos, Madisyn, who is the current LFC Booty Camp champion. Rylee Wildcard Jade, how you doing? Looking good. What's going on, my friend?
I'm good, Michael. It's been a really busy summer for me. How have you been?
I've been good. A lot of stuff has been going on in the LFC land, and we're going to get into all that whole shebang. You finally made your LFC debut, and before we even get into the bout, I even got to mention this to you because how awesome is it for you to not only make the debut finally, like CC Peniston, it's happened to you right in front of your face, and you just can't describe it, but probably one of the best doggone lingeries, man. You're rocking the Sailor Moon. Classic pop culture nerds and our icons of our anime love some Sailor Moon. How awesome was that to be rocking that? And just how are you feeling going into it? Were you nervous? How you feeling, man?
You know what? It felt so good. I felt like it's been 3 years in the making because I started talking to LFC, since COVID hit. And it's always one of those, okay, we'll get you on the show, we'll get you on the show. But, with all the travel restrictions back then, it was so hard for me to fly to the States, with all the COVID tests and all. So it just never happened. Finally did on Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up the win, but yeah, I really like wearing the costume. So I was originally supposed to wear a niche boutique collection activewear, but because I lost a bit of weight around that time, it didn't fit me right. And so I had to resort to a backup costume. So that's when I pulled out the sailor costume and I was like, okay, I will wear this. And yeah, that was my debut. I'll wear the niche boutique one next time, though. Don't worry.
Let's talk about this because for those who have not seen the lingerie fitting on the LFCfights.com website, shout out to Niche Boutique and Brandy May and her girl Kim Buck. Man, gave us a
Yeah.
lot of great attires and lingerie for these ladies. Y'all two had a little thing. You gave her the mean mug and shoulder shrug, and you gave her the cold stare, if you will. I felt like I was like you. I felt like I was watching an old hip hop video, or like dare I say, Def Jam Vendetta, where the guy's walking and the guy has the other girl's girl, and they're giving him the cold stare like that. It was one big edition of Def Jam Vendetta. So with the Vendetta being here, is that you and Brandy May, you were talking about you were that number one stunner, well, what, atop of that prospect
Yeah.
list. She was number two. You're like, hey. So number one, number two, that means we're going to have to do this thing sometimes. So you and Brandy May put that out into the universe, man. We got to see that in the LFC.
Yeah, you know what? It'll eventually happen. But I had to say, I felt a little bit intimidated when I first met Brandy because she is so jacked. Like she is so fit. She's so jacked, but she's also so tiny. It was very endearing. So maybe I was a little intimidated by her, but yeah, that was real. She did my lingerie and she was very, very nice. But I couldn't have someone take the number one spot away from me. So, it is what it is.
Well, let's put this into
But
the forefront. Good.
but now that we're no longer prospects, I don't have the number one spot anymore. I don't even think I'm in a spot because I lost my first match, but who cares? I'm on the roster somewhere. You can find me.
Well, that's a plus too on account of the fact that when you look at that exchange that you have Brandy the Texas Tank May, who just made her debut at LFC 40 against Bella Inc., as fell subsequently at LFC 41 against Ali Spoon, ring girl turned LFC fighter. I think what's great about her, like you mentioned, is besides the fact that she knows how to style and profile with her niche boutique and everything from the aesthetic type of vibe, like you mentioned, her tininess, and I'm glad you brought this up because y'all see how jacked and stacked and racked that Brandy
Yeah.
May is. And then you look at her and you just see like the tiniest. I'm like, man, but this woman could wrap her legs around you. She can stretch you. She can do what she can to you. And she's just another one, much like yourself, entrepreneurs and just dare I say, doggone cool ass and badass people, man. So you have a lot in common. And I like your style and your confidence with being number one. Two is not a winner, and three, nobody remembers, to quote Nelly. You have a lot of things that are really just not just the fact that you actually got to make your debut, much like Brandy did at these last two events, but I think a lot of people got to see what the wild card is all about. And I got to ask you about this, man. Rylee Wild Card Jade. You got the nickname, as they say, it's all in the name. How awesome is that? Wild card. I love it. Got to put that out there as well.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I mean, I had to think of a nickname for myself. And I feel like I can be a little unpredictable too. I would think of something, but it could also change last minute. I was like, okay, let's do wild card because I feel like it really fits me. What was not a wild card during the match was Bella smashing me in the head with a glass. I don't know. I don't know how that was even legal. I don't even know how she got how she can put a win on her resume for illegally smashing a glass in my head and getting away with it. It made no sense to me. I mean, like I said, I'm really thankful that I got to debut and do a match, but the ending, like, that was very questionable.
Leon Hader taking a look at his right there, slam off the side. The combination work. And
what is going on here?
I saw Bella Madisyn reach back and grab something from a table, it appeared. Is she hiding something behind her right leg? I'm struggling to see her. She reached back and grabbed something. She's training on Rylee Jade right now. Where's the referee at? Because I believe I see Trap get beat. Oh! My goodness!
She smashed the glass on her head.
Don't you agree? Like, you saw what happened, right?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on. You're flipping the script. You're gonna put me on the spot. I like your style. Okay, here we go. So when it comes to what we saw, and I'm gonna say this right now, Bella Madisyn as well. We mentioned Niche Boutique, rocking her lingerie and the Niche Boutique style and vibes. So we get to the bout, and I'm gonna put this into the forefront. You two started off very well. You worked each other, showcasing the power game. You took her down. You worked over the body, both mount positions. Both was very psychology. It was good. I'm like, okay, here we go. We're feeling each other. The feeling out process has begun. And then as we get deeper into the bout, man, she comes at you. She rakes the eyes like she's Roddy Piper back in the 80s. You're looking for Leon. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? And then Trap Gambino, Judge Trap Gambino, he's got the glass in there. And apparently Bella Madisyn just friggin' sneaks it up. She's a little five-finger discount, if you will. Takes the glass, boom, rocks it up across your dome piece, and then you're out for the count. And then she puts you in the camel clutch, and that's it. So without the ref even seeing, some glasses everywhere, broken glass everywhere, if you will, Miss Rylee Jade. I gotta say, not cool, not cool at all.
Not at all. So when I got hit, I didn't know what happened until I saw the footage itself, because all I could remember was I got smashed in the head. I went down. Everything was black. I had no recollection of where I was. And then I came about, I don't know, 10 seconds later or something. That was really scary for me. I was like, oh, do I need stitches on my head? Am I okay? Do I have a concussion? Am I bleeding? All these things, like, oh, happy Valentine's Day to me.
Well, that's
Getting
the thing.
smashed in the head with a glass was all I got for Valentine's Day.
I don't need to laugh, but that's
Terrible.
That's like bullet for my Valentine. I'm not talking about the rock band. I'm talking about that was a literal like bullet right to the dome piece, man. But you took Leon took a bump to the outside. You took a glass shot to the head. It was not a good night for the good start for the black team as well, because y'all were the opener. And like if that was to set the tone for the rest of the friggin' show, my goodness, we were in for a hell of a show. My good Lord.
There was so much cheating going on. I bumped my own coach because Bella knocked me into Leon. I
Yep.
mean, I obviously didn't intend on bumping my own coach off when he was trying to help me. I mean, Bella raked my eyes. I couldn't see anything, and I know Leon was just trying to help. And then all of a sudden, she bumped me, and Leon went flying. I got I actually got really concerned because it looked like he flew really hard. So when I was checking on him, that was when Bella grabbed the glass, it seems, from the video from the show. So I felt like it was really unfair. I spoke to Leon afterwards and I was like, hey, that was really shitty of the pink team. But you know what? Joe is the coach, right? He wasn't even there on Valentine's Day.
That's the thing. I'm glad you brought this up. Okay, now it's coming full circle. I like this. So Joel Kane, folks, was not there. We had kids. We had kids coaching. You know what I'm saying? As he said
Yeah.
on the review show, he's like, I thought they were over 18. He was pulling the bench warmers card. For those who've never seen the bench warmers, we had the dude who was like in his 30s, but El birth certificate, I am 12. That's literally what it was. All he needed was an envelope, put some money, that green, that do re mi in there. I am 12. That's what he did. He pulled a bench warmers card, ladies and gentlemen, and we had kids as the coach up in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, that's got to be a great experience on Valentine's Day to spend with the great roster of lingerie fighting championships. But my God, man, you're just having kids do this. You know what I'm saying? Are we even breaking child labor laws? What the hell's going on? Hello. But
I think it's so crazy because Joe decided that he didn't want to show up like to a LFC fight, even though he is the coach. So he sends two 12-year-olds to coach someone. That's how they got away with cheating. I like I have no idea still to this day how the pink team can say they got a win because it was so unfair.
that really was. It was.
Like,
No.
you know what? We'll just I'm hopeful that my second match is gonna be a lot better without cheating, hopefully. But we'll see.
Well, I mean, Bella Madisyn has certainly rose up the rankings, and we'll put this into the forefront here because we mentioned Bella Madisyn. Starts off the night with you, and then her and Katie Forbes in the main event. Well, we got a little bit of revenge. She got some glass back in her head, and Katie Forbes won. So I mean, she got her comeuppance by the end of the night. And now she is the booty camp champion with the blingage, if you will, bling bling, dollar bill, y'all. And she's doing her thing. And I gotta say this, even though things wound out some shitty, if you will, I think for a first opponent, you had some great chemistry with her. And I think the LFC fans would definitely like to see a rematch between the two.
I hope so. Like Bella Madisyn, she's a great fighter. She's fought like I think 5 times, 6 times already.
Yep.
Like she's seasoned and she's a good fighter, but the smashing of the glass, it was I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well, if you've seen here's my thing about Bella, the Goddess of Chaos Madisyn. She's taken on the name Goddess of Chaos like a hand in glove, if you will. This woman has pretty much misted. She misted Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory at LFC 39. I felt like I was watching the Great Muta. She got that poison. If I were you, I'd take precaution in her face and in her mouth the whole 9 to win the chain. And then she's coming up into the forefront, man. She's beating Courtney Coco Loco Pemberton. She's beating Sarah the Beast Wolf. It's a whole lot of Bella Madisyn has really amped up the volume and turned it up, if you will, pumped it up like Joe Budden to the point where she's just unstoppable. And I mean, who's going to take her down? We don't know. I think Rylee Jade will have something to say about that in the future over here, wild card, because anything is possible. And yeah, no, all I could really say is we really had a great show at LFC 30 Angels and Little Devils. And I got to ask, you probably also right into your element because Angels and Little Devils, the cosplaying factor. And I know you being the nerd like myself and our pop culture nerdiness and your soul decision self, you were kind of
Yeah.
you felt all right after that bout. Hello. So I got to ask you, my dear friend, how was that like? Not only the fact that you got to compete and make your debut, but the cosplaying aspect was awesome.
I so a part of me got really excited when I found out that it was going to be half cosplay, half niche boutique collection lingerie. And I mean, like I said, I was going to wear my niche boutique collection lingerie, except it just wasn't fitting me right because it was my own fault and own doing. So I'll wear it next time. It's not an issue. Um, but being able to wear the sailor costume, I really like it. I love cosplay, even though you guys haven't seen, much of what I've done. It's something that I really enjoy. I'm really nerdy, just like you.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you guys have checked out our pop culture show, which will be in the description below this, I've never seen someone get so excited and over A Walk to Remember and all these shows
Oh,
we talked about. No, that was the best part. If you guys go back and watch the pop culture show, and you can see we're making a lot of references here from Nelly to Soul Decision, and it's not just because they're Canadian, it's just because they're also a really good band. But I mean, you see a lot of these movies and everything. It's what we grew up with. Some would say it's cheesy.
yeah.
Some would say to the kids nowadays, they see it as cringe, which GFY, go fuck yourselves. At the end of the day, it's one of those things where we grew up with a lot of that stuff. And I mean, whether it's an art form, you have to look at it like this, and I'll put this into the forefront here because you can agree with me on this, Miss RJ. Everything really what we do, including the lingerie fighting championships. I'm talking about our people at LFC here, folks. It's an art form. We're all applying our crafts in amazing fashion from the cosplaying aspect, from music and everything that we do in all facets of life, if you will. It's an art form. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really look at it as the art and the perspective or from the lens. Hell, you could even grow an afro and do your own Bob Ross and have the joy of painting. Paint your happy little clouds, for God's sakes. That's why we have Tommy Bell. I digress. But no, it's one of those things where we get to see a lot of great art forms. And that's what it is at the end of the day. You have to look at everything as an art form.
For sure, definitely. When you said, what was the slang that you used? Go fuck yourself,
GFY, man. GFY.
I I do not understand slangs nowadays. I have the hardest time. When people say something along the lines of Sigma, like I had conversations with my friends before. I didn't know what Sigma meant. When people started using the word clout, I didn't know what that meant.
Mhm.
And along with other things, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so old because I'm just not up to date with with society's language. I am so old fashioned still. It's weird. It's a weird world we live in.
No, I'm right there with you. I think since I've turned 32, like, all right, Riz, I hate the term Riz. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, Riz. I
yeah,
didn't know what that meant.
just say charisma. Just say charisma. I look at that. I'm like, just say charisma. Use the actual word charisma, not Riz. Just say charisma. It's not that hard to add a little bit to it. It's okay. But no, it's just a lot of that stuff or just everything right now. I hate cringe. You could say something's better, but cringe. Is it really cringe? Like, have you seen a lot of what y'all are putting out nowadays? And you want to talk about it's cringe, like for real? When the whole lost art of music is more disposable now, instead of having timeless classics like the aforementioned Soul Decision Faded, like the aforementioned Nelly, number one, two is not a winner, but three nobody remembers. We had so many things that were timeless, and I'm gonna say this, and we're putting it down to the forefront. I don't care if you're old fashioned, because I got that old fashioned in to you as well. We're gonna be kicking you off both of our respective lawns. Hello. But at the
Yeah.
end of the at the end of the day, I think it's just because of the fact that we grew up in a day and age before social media where everything was timeless and everything just meant something. There's more meaning into the passion of the words, if you will. But also at the end of the day, man, I mean, like when I was in middle school, like MySpace was just coming to the forefront. And I didn't have MySpace because I didn't want my space. I wanted my own space, but I didn't want my space. So
Yeah, right.
so that was my earliest introduction, and Facebook didn't take off as it is, and I refuse to call Twitter X. Not gonna do it. And do you want to know why I also can't call it X?
Why?
Because there's only one X, and his name is DMX. X gonna give it to you. He gonna
Oh
give
my
it to you.
goodness.
So anyway, but that's how you have to look at it. I can't do it. I can't do it, Rouse. I can't do it.
You know what? I've said this in every single one of your interviews. I'm not a social media person. I don't make a lot of posts, and I apologize for that, but it's just not my thing because I find that so many people nowadays they only show you what they want to show you on social media. Nothing is real, nothing is genuine. So I mean, doesn't really appeal to me.
I'm right there
I
with you.
mean,
No,
I'll go on social media once in a blue moon, but most of the time I'm just out there living my life, not getting my head smashed with the glass and eating good food, loving my own real life.
Well, that's also what I've always admired about you, and I'm going to put you over some more. And here's the thing, folks, don't let this fool you about her social media. I'm going to use the wrestling term because I've worked with a lot of amazing talents in the professional wrestling world. I'm looking at you, Rylee Jade, and so many great talents. I'm going to use the term, and I'm just going to do it because I'm going to heal you up. You're big leaguing people on social media. I don't post on social media. Why do I care? Just big league everybody. If you want to follow me, go ahead. Just fine. Just click the follow button. See if I give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. I'm here. I'm everywhere. They made me do this. So, hey, go ahead. Follow me, you sons of bitches. But no, and in all respect, in all seriousness, I agree with you on the fact that social media, much as it is a asset to a lot of people with how we promote ourselves, it also can be a time waster because how many times are we like scrolling on free in the tickety talk looking at videos and stuff, because that's the generation where we just scroll. We're more, instead of this, we're just like, going outside, we're more doing that. We're so enthused and we're so encaptured in that moment instead of living in the actual moment. And I mean, we'll put this out here, man, with yourself, getting yourself not only in good shape and losing weight, but you also take care of yourself, which I admire because from what you eat and what you do, I respect that. Number one, it's discipline. But number two, I mean, it sure does show and it really does help. I mean, with a lot of things. I got to give you much kudos and respect on that. I admire that.
Thank you so much. And before I forget,
Hit me.
I know my cat Cebu, he loves making an appearance in every single interview so far. So he's gonna make his entrance a little bit differently this time because he passed away back in May. So it's just, this is his little walk-in appearance like he always did.
First of all, God rest his soul. And that's why I love seeing that. Oh, that's heartwarming. And for those who are cat owners and who have lost an animal or lost your loved ones, especially with cats, that happened with us with our two cats who passed away. The paw prints. Oh, you're taking me back here, man. You're just getting me full of emotions. But God rest his soul. I'm sorry for your loss.
It's okay. He was the best boy. He was the light of my life. So
Well, I think the plus
he has to continuously make his appearance, or else he's gonna have FOMO, and then he gets all upset and angry. So
I will say this to plug his memory and to promote just what the great cat that he was, and we've certainly seen that with you, Miss Rylee Jade. If you guys have not seen her in the LFC calendar, features a great spot. So Cebu got to make his mark, and in our boy T Bell, Tommy Bell's drawing, you can see Rylee and the cat up in there as well. So you still have that memory, which is wonderful.
yeah, for sure. I'm really thankful that he was in the LFC calendar 2023 with me. He looked mad, but he wasn't too happy. He had to work for free, along with the cartoon that Tommy Bell drew up. I mean, I'm really happy I have all these memories with him. It's just hard still,
Agreed. I think in life, the moments and memories we create are also the moments and memories yet to be created. And there's still a lot to really put out to the forefront on all of our journeys and all our trajectory arcs, if you will, into this thing we called life. And I think life, when it's not hitting you in the head with glass and doing and doing everything from that aspect, I think with what we saw in your LFC debut, and we will do a separate video of this as well, folks, because Riles and I are going to get a good reaction video of her watching it back and her taking that dip.
Yeah.
Can I just put this out to the forefront? Because we're going to see footage of this in the show. You hit hard, man. You went down like a sack of potatoes, and I felt so bad. I'm going to put this out here because I did feel so bad. I'm like, man, this girl, and I truly felt this. Like, you're making your debut, and then here comes the glass, boom, and it's replay just because if you guys see the LFC YouTube video, she was out cold, man. She got you. Put down like a sack of potatoes, man.
That was wild because, like I said, the minute she hit me, I went dark. And you can tell from the video, I didn't brace myself. My face went into the ring. I had no I was unconscious. It was pretty bad. I mean, thankfully my face is kind of flat, so when I went down, I didn't break my nose or anything like that. that was a hard fall. I felt so much pain afterwards when I came to, like, thinking I might need stitches on my head, but my face, I was like, damn, that really hurt. I didn't break my own fall. It was unfortunate. That was the only way I got smashed on Valentine's Day. Ugh.
All right.
I don't know, the worst debut ever, the best debut ever. I don't know. It
No,
depends
no,
on how you want to see it.
I
And
mean,
some people like it when you get annihilated. I felt like I got a lot of messages with people saying, "Oh my God, you were knocked out cold. That was so hot." It's like, oh, so you like that I got knocked unconscious with a glass? Okay,
I don't
okay.
mean I don't mean to laugh, but here's the funny part about it. And what you're saying is very accurate because I'm trying to, first of all, that was not the worst debut in LFC history. It was not. I could think of many others. I'm not going to say them, but I can think of many others. But that was not the worst debut. It was very memorable. It was a very memorable debut. But I think what's interesting about people and their unique preferences, if you will, and especially with the art form that we do, that is lingerie fighting championships, and the sensuality as well as badassery and combat that it is to a respect and to a degree. I think it's people do just enjoy the hotness of beautiful women, not only the lingerie aspect and kicking butt, but there's something that people like. It's like the people that like, like really like that type of vibes. You know what it is? It's you think of it like this. You're at a party when you're in high school or college. And the way you went down, and I've never said this term on this show, and there's always a first time for everything, folks. Rylee, the way you plopped and you went down like a sack of potatoes, it looked like, dare I say, hashtag WGW. You look white girl wasted. To put in the most forefront, and I'm putting this term out there, man. It was literally white girl wasted, like the white girl at the party who's just drinking and
Oh,
whatnot, just plops, minus the pukage, but she just plops. That's what it was.
you know what? I was retching afterwards too. I don't know if that was caught on video. I don't remember, but I was nauseous when I came to.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh, I don't know if anything was gonna come back out or not. It was a nightmare in my books, but like I said, I also got a lot of messages telling me that they enjoyed seeing me in that state. So I don't know. Oh, and a lot of when I when I first got into the ring, I took my stockings off because stockings make everything so slippery and I needed the grip.
Mhm.
And I guess like foot fetish, it's a thing. And people like that as well. There was a lot of I guess fetishes that I unintentionally did on my debut that a lot of people enjoyed. So you're welcome. Happy Valentine's Day to me again.
First off, I love how you put this. This is great. I can't believe we're going to open this up to this. Okay, so this ties in. So here we go. So the fact of the matter is, first off, folks, who doesn't want to spend the LFC with such the great ladies of Lingerie Fighting Championship #1? But #2, there is a thing for that because a lot of the girls who have done sessions work or outside of the LFC auspices, there is a thing for not only fetishes with, foot fetishes, like Rylee said, and her, you're welcome at the end of that. I like your style, how you put that, but also to the degree, a lot of people like buying worn stockings, or they like just watching girls get knocked out, which, hey, you do you, but I'm like, okay, that's a thing because people like watching girls get knocked out. Okay. It's one of those things where, again, you're attracting an audience. And it may be a little freaky deaky audience, but at the end of the day, it's an audience. I mean, anytime you can elicit reaction and evoke an emotion, you're golden and you're winning in your own right. So you're still winning though.
Yeah, definitely. I won in other people's books. I just didn't win, on the LFC roster. It's my time will come. Just you wait. Don't worry.
Hey, I mean, it took Jenny Bloody Valentine about like 3 or 4 fights to finally get a win in LFC. So
Oh, really?
yeah, like when she debuted at LFC 20, it was a DQ, and then she actually didn't really like went into like LFC 26 booty camp, the first one in 2019. So it's the journey. It's the grind that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Look at Bella Rockefeller. Bella Rockefeller hasn't really won much thus far. She's like 0 for 3 right now. So I mean, hey, it happens. It happens. You're gonna get there though. You got this.
Yeah, fingers crossed that, things will go right for me the next time around. Um, I don't know when the next show is, but I can tell you that in September, I'm gonna be doing a LFC film called Gladiatrix.
Let's talk
So
about
that'll be really exciting. You'll be able to see me there.
Let's talk about this Rylee wild card, Jade, Gladiatrix Crescent Moon, you, Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathley, Jolene the Valkyrie Hex, Maxine the Boss Frost, Danielle Cowbell St. Pierre. How awesome is this for you? Because you got to do mods and bods with that vicious and that vindictive Bella Madisyn with Miles Long for the mods and bods. You got to showcase your car stuff. But now you go from mods and bods to the Gladiatrix Crescent Moon. How awesome is this going to be for you to be featured in this?
It's pretty amazing because I haven't met any of the women that are on the poster. Weirdly enough, like Sheena wasn't at the show that I did, so I never got to meet her. Never met Jolene before, even though I wanted her belt. And I found out that she had to relinquish it for LFC 40 and 41.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because I really wanted those belts too, but
Well, Bella Madison's got that booty camp championship now, so if you could take the blingage off her.
Yeah, exactly, right? Rematch, take it off of her ASAP. I've never met Maxine, but that's because she either retired or stopped fighting, I believe. I don't know for sure.
She retired. My goodness, man. It's been a while since we see Maxine, probably right after LFC 25, like in 2018.
Oh,
Yes. So it's been a while, but she was a very integral part of LFC, both in ring and outside. So much love to Maxine Frost.
okay. I'm not familiar with Danielle St. Pierre. Like she fought many fights ago, right?
So
like
her, yeah,
LFC 27 or something.
so her last, we're taking it back for the people. We're
Yeah.
putting the memories here, folks. You should go watch these fights. So her last bout in ring was LFC 25. Showdown at Samstown in 2018. She fought Serena Honey Punch Kyle. She was in the LFC calendar, and she is one of the contestants in the Goddess Among Us contest right now, which y'all should check that out too. So there's a lot of stuff that is going on with LFC, but she's in the mix, and it's great to have her in the mix.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to meet everybody. I don't know exactly when I'll be going to Alberta to shoot, but we do have something else brewing too. Don't think we can talk about it just yet. So
No spoilers yet, but once that
yeah, we'll probably announce it a little bit later, but I also have things I have to do in September. So, I'll post it on my social media when everything is confirmed and it's good to go, but it's really exciting and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well,
you guys will be too, I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, and I think Riles, you've earned not only just the opportunities with your hard work and your ethic, but also at the same time, man, I think in anything in life, accommodation and professionalism is key, and you certainly are the pro. And I think it's one of those things too, as well as we see the upcoming events with LFC from the events in themselves and the Gladiatrix Crescent Moon and the Goddess Among Us contest, we have a lot really to put onto the forefront. And it's really an exciting time for the ladies of lingerie fighting championships who either are involved or who want to get involved. There's a lot going on, man, and you should really check out the fights and everything that's going into it. And Rylee Jade, I got to ask you this as well. One other thing I want to ask about the bout before we get into some other stuff here, ma'am. The fact that I mentioned that you did open LFC 38 Angels and Little Devils. How awesome was that? Not only to be the opener, but also the pressure being the opener, because it does set the tone for the rest of the night.
I didn't know I was opening until the night of the fight. And yeah, it was a lot of pressure. I mean, I was really nervous being my debut going in first. I think I was a little bit shaky. I'm not sure. You can probably tell from the video. But overall, good crowd. It was really funny because I thought there wasn't going to be too many people just because it was Valentine's Day. Couples probably wanted to spend it with each other, et cetera, et cetera. But there were a lot of people. I think like they showed the crowd as well. It was a lot of people and a lot of couples specifically. So I was really shocked and really flattered that they took the time to watch us fight when they could be spending time together, on V-Day.
Here's the thing too, and I think not just that, because, and first of all, shout out to the ladies who are fans of this great lingerie fighting championships product.
Mhm.
A lot of the ladies like it. And I mean, if they want to, if your lady wants to go with you, men, I'm going to say this right now, not like Dominic Mysterio on WWE television where he's all about the chicken tendies and the PS5. When you're when you're looking at the LFC audience and the overall people in the demographic, a lot of couples love us some LFC. A lot of guys like, a lot of girls love it. I think it's wonderful that you want to take your fine a significant other on Valentine's Day to the FSW arena, number one. But number two, it draws a great crowd in that venue, not only because of the wrestling shows, but LFC respectively. I think what we also get there as well is a lot of people really just love the theme of Valentine's Day. I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't? And I know Riles
There-
will go back to the front that you may not like it after what happened, but and I'm only teasing you. I love you to death. But here's the thing, man. With everything from top to bottom, it was a great card. And I'm sure you'll get to rewatch the event as well. It was a really, really good card.
Totally agree. The women in the audience, they were so loud. They either cheered or booed us. It was fantastic. I was so happy about it. Minus going down in the end, but everything else was great.
So what she
So-
just said, folks, and I like how you put in the double entendre there, since you said you're going down. What she did, folks, is she challenged her, and she pretty much channeled her inner Fallout Boy. Sugar, we're going down in an earlier round, and
Yeah.
Sugar, we're going down swinging. That's exactly
We're
what.
going down swinging. Oh my goodness, all these pop stuff. I love it. I love pop music and pop everything.
I do. You have to look at it like that, man. This one over here, being a huge fan of, I mean, we'll mention another Canadian band here. We'll talk about B44. If you get down on me, I'll get down on you.
Yeah. Oh man, that was those were the days
Dude.
when those type of music was still acceptable. But if we were to listen to it now, I'm sure people would start criticizing it.
I mean,
It's not fun anymore. You can't, talk about it and make fun of it.
I mean, Riles, let's put this out to the forefront, man. From a lyric of "Gonna make you come tonight." Pause. Over to my house. I mean, you can't get away with that now. 24 years ago, yes. Now, no.
Yeah, now you'd be in jail for talking about it.
You want to come over to my house? What? What are you talking about?
Unacceptable
Behavior. My God. Then they had a friggin' video called "Go Go" when they're all right. We're gonna again. We'll get into the pop culture front of this because this is what our nerdiness does, and this is we just flow. So here we go. The nerdiness of B44. Which, first of all, the fact that their name was B44, B the number 4-4, baby, from Canada. They had "Get Down" as their song.
That is the one song that I remembered from them.
Do you remember?
Because it was very interesting.
Yeah. Do you remember "Go Go"? Their other hit, "Go Go."
Not so much Go Go, but I like even Spice Girls want to be, like if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. I mean, when we were that young, we never thought about the lyrics in depth, but I don't know. It's just interesting times for sure.
Well, what NSYNC came out with, and people talk about it from No Strings Attached. Like we mentioned Go Go, B44. We mentioned Want to Be My Lover. Like Digital Get Down, just what you need.
Digital Get Down.
Like we're literally talking about like cyber sex up in this piece. And like I'm 8 years old again, and we don't know what we're singing. And also the fact of the matter is too, it's like when Pretty Ricky. Do you remember Pretty Ricky, Rylee Jade?
No, but before I forget, I don't remember. I forgot. Do you remember the song "The Bad Touch"? The Bloodhound Gang. Is that what it is?
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
Nothing but
Let's do it
mammals.
like we do on the Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel, yeah.
Getting horny now. Yes. Do I know
Oh
that touch? Oh, Rylee Jade and their monkey costumes. Sweat, baby, sweat. Yes. So.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I grew up with, and that's what I found, funny, entertaining. But again, nowadays, if we were to say that, we'd go to jail. So let's not.
No,
let's not go too in depth.
Are you kidding me? Because that was on the top 10 countdown every Friday and Saturday, like over the weekend where I grew up. Because so the radio station growing up on Long Island was 106.1 BLI. That used to be on the top 10 a lot. The Bloodhound Gang band, the Bad Touch, and the monkey suit, and just Sweat Baby Sweat, and the mime, and the oh god, it's a crazy video. But y'all, the Bloodhound Gang, I think they had one other song, but it wasn't as big as the Bad Touch. They had a song called Mope. Do you remember Mope?
No, not at all.
Okay, so the video is there's like Pac-Man in it, And there's a sample of relax, don't do it. When you want to go do it, relax, go do it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, early TRL. TRL played a lot of stuff that you probably will forget, but it was still a time. And I'm gonna mention this because we touched upon this the last time. And shout out to my girl Stephanie Ferreira, who's been on this show. Y'all both love Ed the Sock.
Oh my goodness, at the song, yes.
So we're gonna put that into the forefront. And how okay, now can you imagine if all right, I'll put this in the forefront since your childhood as much as mine and many of ours. Could you imagine if Ed the Sock saw the video of your KO? And Ed the Sock was commenting on it like he did back in the day with Ricky J's No Means No, but I really want to hit it, girl, no means no. And he's making fun of that. And Ed the Sock's just overall explicit just language of what he used to say and how blunt he was. Could you imagine Ed the Sock giving you a review of your bout from LFC if he saw that video, what he would say? Like how awesome and honored would you be to get an Ed the Sock review like that?
Oh my goodness, that would I don't think it would be available on TV in this day and age. That's for sure. I mean, like personally, I really prefer the olden days. Not that we can't evolve or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But I like the dry humor. I'm a very dry person myself, even though I'm very boring. Um, I like humor. I like the dry humor on top of it. It's funny to me. But you have to be so careful with what you say nowadays too, because people might not be happy with your opinion, which is fine. I mean, I think everyone should have their own opinion on things, but not being able to accept other people's opinion, it's, you know, why why can't you just be happy and live a happy life? Be a little more positive, and listen to uh, music that talks about sex and the Discovery Channel.
And I think with that, like we touch upon like our loves and stuff. And what I love talking about this with you, just because a lot of our range is the same. We're very eclectic, as especially with what have you and whatever what we listen to, folks. And I think the eclecticness and the open-mindedness and the expansion of the horizon, so to speak, is so key in anything. I think when it comes to what you do, whether it be LFC, whether it be music, and I know I would say enjoy yourself, but don't enjoy getting yourself hit in the head over here. But enjoy the LFC product and enjoy just life in general. I think that's what you could take away from our little conversation about Ed the Sock and much music. And I hope we brought you back some great memories with those, by the way, because it's great memories for a lot of us. And the Bad Touch. My goodness. I'm going to probably listen to that after we do this show. My God.
Oh, and Aqua, Barbie Girl, man. That's like to this day, people still play that song. Well, that's because the Barbie movie came out recently too. But
yeah,
that's on my Spotify list. When I go to the gym, that's part of the song that I listen to.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Yeah. Okay. All right now.
Yeah,
You know what it
those
is?
were good.
That's funny too, because it's like once you're on your gym playlist and you see everybody with like the hard rock, Rylee
I
Jade on
know.
the playlist, Aqua, Barbie Girl.
Oh man, most people are like, "Oh, I love rock music. I love heavy metal, like stuff that will pump them up." I'm like, "Oh, Barbie Girl, Barbie Girl is my music at the gym."
Hey, if I'm working out or anything and you put on Mark Morrison's Return to the Mac, not only just because it's the jam, but also it gets you feeling some type of way. Like it's good. Like if you've not listened to Mark Morrison Return to the Mac, it's an all-time classic. You remember Mark Morrison Return to the Mac?
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh Lord, Return of the Mac, you know that I'll be back. Ow. And
Oh,
ow, on that note, when it comes to return, you will be a return, my dear friend, because with your good looking self over here, which by the way, Rylee, dressed to impress over here. Got to put over the attire, man. You're looking good. Looking good.
thank you so much. So, um, tomorrow is my birthday. I'm trying to, get some photos done this afternoon. Maybe I'll post it. I don't know. We'll see. But I I think I posted a picture on my birthday last year. I don't really remember. But
Oh yes. I
I'm
remember that. You had like the nice little dress, your little purple out there, and then the age and the balloons and everything. Yep, I remember.
oh yeah. Yeah, maybe that one. But anyways, I'm trying to do some photos this afternoon, see how it turns out, and share it with you guys.
Well, early happy birthday, Miss Rylee Jade.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm hoping to eat good food tomorrow and have coffee for sure.
Good food and coffee. Yum, yum, yum. I like your style. Okay, well, enjoy your cake, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your goodies, if you will, Miss Rylee Jade. And before we close this out, from our pop culture selves, from our LFC selves, from our gladiatrix, this woman is on fire with what she's doing, and especially with her being her birthday. Rylee, before we close this out, promote the social medias. I just want to see how we go with this, man. Twitter, Instagram, go ahead.
Okay, Instagram, Rylee_Jade_wrestling. Facebook, you can look under Rylee Jade. I'm sure I'll pop up. With X, it's Rylee Wrestling. I think that's everything that I have.
Yes, ma'am. So links will be in the description. I got you on that part. No problem. And if you want to check out Rylee Jade and Bella Madisyn, LFC 38 Angels and Little Devils, check her out on LFCfights.com and the LFC YouTube channel. Links will be in the description. And as I say to end each and every one of these shows, ladies and gentlemen, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. Rylee Jade, I include you in those sentiments. Early happy birthday, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to doing the next show after I win, of course, right?
Hell yeah! Once you get that dub, once you get in the win column, man.
Come talk to me. I love the way you're on to me. Looking at you, looking like you're wondering if we're here for the same reason. And now that you wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, I bet you're here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for a good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you. And I love you in your summer skin. Looking at you, looking like you're into it. 'Cause we're here for the same reason. Yeah, I just wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, 'cause I'm just here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. There's something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for the good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you. And I'm waiting for you.
Gonna kick some